What's going on, everyone? John and Audrey here, back again with another episode of the Real Talk Podcast, episode 86.
Woo!
And as the title of the video suggests, we're going to be doing a spoiler review, full-on spoilers, guys. So if you guys haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, watch this video, save it for later or whatever, watch it later. And we're also going to be just talking a little bit briefly about The Matrix, the first one, the one that started it all back in 1999, in honor of the sequel coming out,
Yep.
which is we were just talking about it wasn't being reviewed too well.
Yeah. Well, the first reviews that have been coming out, right? I also
Yeah,
heard that it was like all right, like but not better than the first one. That's what Ben said. But I mean, I
yeah.
figured. I don't think it's. I already have that expectation that I'm probably not gonna like it as much as the first one. So
I know I've been hearing mixed things about it, but we'll see. Hopefully, I mean, I already got my tickets for tomorrow. I'm
yeah.
excited because I love me some Keanu Reeves. So
I mean, who doesn't? And also coming out tomorrow, or actually today, The Kingsman, or tomorrow. I
they
think
might
it's
have some
tomorrow.
like screenings today. Yeah, because the release date's tomorrow, so like they always do like the day before. Like this is Thursday technically because of the Christmas
Yeah.
weekend. So
Yeah. Are you
which I'm
gonna?
actually excited for it.
Yeah, I felt like that movie kind of kept getting pushed back, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I feel like it already came out like a while back or something. I don't know, but that's not like a lot of films that got like delayed. Feel like.
I feel like for me, it kind of lost its steam already, just because when the other ones came out, it was like really good and like everyone was like wanting to watch it. Now I'm just kind of like, ugh, I have to go back and rewatch the first one because I don't
I
really
know.
remember
I know. I
everything.
remember really enjoying the first Kingsman. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
late to that. Like I think it just came out in theaters. Heard good things, but I just never got around to it. And I watched it, and yeah, I ended up fucking loving it. And the second one was good. It's just, a lot of people didn't really like it. I thought it was fine, not as
Yeah,
good as the first. But despite like what you just said about this one, the King's Man, I think that's how you say it.
The King's Man.
The third one in the trilogy, I guess now is already greenlit. Like they were like, oh hey, we're gonna make it. Let's gonna finish out Eggsy's story. So I was all right, cool. Like I
Wait,
like
the
Taron
third one or
Egerton.
the fourth one? How
The
many
third,
are there?
well, the fourth one in the series, but the third one in like the
Oh,
original
I
series.
see. Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because
Oh,
this one's
okay.
a prequel, The
Yeah,
King's Man. Yeah.
cause didn't I might be completely like wrong, but didn't the dude from Hunger Games come out in the first one, or was that a
Um,
different actor? What was his name? Let me look it up.
and real quick, because I just heard someone pass by. If my Christmas tree falls, guys,
John's
just
about to lose
I'm
it.
gonna try to ignore it. At this point,
He's about to go. What do you call it? What's the word?
I'm gonna turn into the Hulk.
I was gonna say you're gonna go full Britney,
Yeah.
but the Kingsman.
By the way, it's right there, my Christmas tree.
I know. If it falls again, I honestly do think that you have a ghost.
Christmas ghost, a Grinch. What's it called? The one that doesn't like Christmas. That was teleported by the ghosts from like Christmas past, present, future.
From the past?
Yeah, it's like one. It's a movie. It's like this guy. He's like kind of like grumpy and doesn't like Christmas, I guess. But
Oh,
like
Scrooge.
Scrooge. Yeah, there you go. That
Yeah.
guy's in here.
Okay, yeah, no, I think I'm wrong. I don't know who this guy is. Hmm.
Yeah, because the
Taron
Hunger Games, I only
Egerton.
seen like the first two, and I barely remember them, so I could
You
can't
can't
really tell
really
you
like.
anything.
Yeah. No, I know. I think I'm thinking of someone else. Like I'm telling you, I haven't seen that movie in a really long time.
Yeah.
But hey, Rob, nice to see you. I was
What's up,
telling
Rob?
I was telling John that it feels like it's been a while since we've been live, and we
Yeah.
always enjoy going live. I think it's like one of my faves.
Yeah. Talking to you guys is cool. And he's
Yeah.
bragging that he's seen Spider Man twice already. I've seen it 4 times already. Nah, just kidding.
I've only seen it the once.
Yeah,
Well,
me too.
actually, if you count the times I've worked it, I probably watched it like 7 times.
Oh, I was about to ask you, like, how's that been, like, working that weekend? Hopefully, you made a lot of money in tips.
I mean, it's actually been pretty chill because they just were really prepared. You know what I mean? Like they made sure to have plenty of people on staff, and
Oh,
it's
okay, that's
a
good.
it's a well-run machine, so it hasn't felt that stressful. We have had like sold out theaters or packed to the brim, but I feel like it's starting to die down. Like the last day I worked, it wasn't even like full anymore. Like there was a bunch of seats available, but like more towards the front. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I did have the pleasure of watching the movie already. And yeah. And did you really watch it? How many times have you watched it?
No, I just watched it once. I had an IMAX ticket for Friday night, but I just didn't end up going.
Oh,
I was
for
just like,
real?
yeah, like I don't know what was wrong with me that day. Like I think I had like a little existential crisis that day, which is I don't know.
You were like, I
But
just want to lay in my bed all day.
yeah, I was like, I mean, I'll get into my thoughts. I mean, the people who follow us on Twitter already know, but
But I don't even know because I don't follow you on Twitter.
you have to make everybody has to get in 2021. No, 2022 is going to be Audrey's year in Twitter.
Dude, this is the year. I mean, if anything, I can just log into the Real Talk one.
Yeah.
But
Do it.
yeah, I actually do want to watch it again just because the first time that I watched it, it was pretty late. It was the midnight showing.
Hmm.
And I want to watch it again like with a crowd. I saw it with like our
Yeah.
coworkers, which was still fun, but I want to watch it with like an actual crowd and like probably take my parents because I was telling Ben, I was like, my parents are probably equally as invested in it as I am.
Spoilers.
So,
No, just
yeah.
kidding.
But yeah, I definitely do want to check it out. So,
Yeah.
hopefully I'll check it out like on when it dies down a little bit more. Oh no, I froze again, didn't I?
Oh yeah. I didn't even notice. I was looking at the comics.
God damn it. Hold on.
We'll
Let
be
me
right back with Audrey, guys.
see. Nope.
And you have to refresh. Yep, guys. Audrey's refreshing real quick. And again, if my Christmas tree falls, guys, I'm gonna just you guys are gonna see me Hulk out. Um, but real quick. Oh no, my mouse decided to die. Not just technical difficulties all the way around. Where's Audrey? Anyways, the Kingsman is playing today. Rob, let me know if you're gonna check it out. I'm planning to check it out. Oh, there it goes. My Christmas tree, guys. God damn it. Audrey? Did you hear my tree fall?
Yes, right when I like right when I logged in, I was like, "Ah, damn, dude. That sucks."
All right, anyways, we let's just move on.
Damn, dude. I don't know. I think you do have a ghost. Just
I do.
saying.
I think we have a Grinch that just doesn't want me to have a perfect Christmas tree. But that's what I guess this is. We paid only $5 for it, so
But I
you get
mean,
what you paid for.
it was a working well the last time. Like
No,
we
yeah, that's the thing that like we had it when we first set up, we put it right here, like across from me, and then we put it back here, and it was up for like almost 2 weeks without a problem. And then we
hmm,
didn't add anything to it or anything, and just
it just
decided to
decided.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna turn off my Wi-Fi. Hopefully, we don't have any more problems, and hopefully, I can turn off my iPads.
Oh man.
Or if Ben's watching, he can make sure for me that all the Wi-Fi is turned off for the moment.
I decided to update my phone right now, so I can't turn off the Wi-Fi, but I turn it off on my tablet. So
All right, cool.
hopefully we don't have any more technical difficulties. And
Yep.
I'm not worried about my tree anymore because it fell already. So
Well, at least you still have a stocking back there.
yeah, and you can't see, but there's like lights too.
Yeah, I saw your lights. So, John has the festive.
I'm trying to be
Yeah.
festive here, guys.
Honestly, though, it doesn't really feel that festive this year. I feel kind of like blah. Even though I still need like a few more gifts,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm just kind of like, ooh,
I feel
doesn't
you.
feel very
You're like, fuck
festive.
it, I'm gonna give everybody gift cards.
Yeah, for real. Let me see. Which one are we on? I have a feeling. Oh yeah. Why do you say that, Rob? Like in California, are the cases going up
Oh
again?
yeah. Oh well, not they're not going up, but there's a statewide mandate now for the masks again, and I guess like there's a certain percentage of like the people who are testing positive for COVID. They're like it's the new variant, the Omicron or whatever, Megatron, whatever it's called.
Megazord.
The Megazord
the
Ultimate.
final boss. That's what they're gonna call it.
Yeah, the final
Yeah,
one.
dude. I heard that in the UK, I just actually read that this morning. In the UK, they're getting pretty bad again, which
Oh
is
man.
nuts because I'm like,
Yeah.
damn. But over here, yeah, no, they're pretty lenient. I was thinking about that because I went to a couple of stores and I saw a lot of people not wearing masks, and I was like, are we supposed to be wearing masks? But they have signs like that say if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to, and we're not gonna like if we're not gonna force you or anything. But if you
Yeah.
aren't, then you should be wearing a mask. But they're not even like saying like you have to. So yeah. Well, hopefully, people start wearing their mask again and get
Hopefully.
vaccinated. I watched Spider Man once and I got tickets for Thursday. Nice. What did you
Nice.
all think? I'm kind of scared to ask.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section or the live comments what you guys thought about Spider-Man No Way Home. We'll probably get into it right now. Rob said you're frozen. That sucks. Okay, anyways, I pre-ordered No Time to Die 4K gift set on Amazon. Sick, man. I got to watch a little bit of that movie on Thanksgiving, and from what I've seen of it, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty well made. Obviously, I think those movies are all well made. But I still haven't seen Skyfall and that last one with Christoph Waltz, Spectre. So
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want to go into no way. You know,
Yeah,
cases are going up again. Yeah, they are, man.
unfortunately.
Spider-Man, good but not great. Ooh,
Oof.
we have our first
Hot take.
hot take.
I mean, I feel like I honestly haven't really heard what people have been saying. For the most part, for the most part, um, people have liked it, but I haven't heard anything like, oh my god, it's amazing or it blew my mind.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well, it's
about
because you
you.
haven't been on Twitter.
Yeah, that's probably why. Because even like on Instagram or Facebook, people didn't really say. They were just like, it was just like a bunch of nostalgic reasons. For
Yeah.
nostalgic reasons.
Then we have
Um,
another take. Saw it Saturday. It's a 10 out of 10. Tears were shed. Damn.
Dude, tears were definitely shed for me, and it's probably not why you guys would think, but I'll let you guys know if you stick around later
Yeah.
why I cried.
Yeah. But real quick before we get into any of that, I just kind of wanted to tell y'all I actually watched a movie last night, Audrey. I watched Theo Guillermo's new film, Nightmare Alley, which is
Dude, I thought you called
fucking
him
great.
Theo Guillermo, and I was
Oh
like, who the
no.
fuck is Theo
Theo.
Guillermo?
No,
But you
Theo.
said Theo Guillermo.
Guillermo.
Dude,
Theo.
oh my god, I want to watch that. Maybe I'll watch it today if I have time. But I really want to watch it. It just sucks. I feel like I got overshadowed by Spider Man.
Spiderman.
Yeah.
Spiderman. Spiderman?
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
kind of bummed about that. But I have heard really good things about it. The reason why I wanted to hold off on watching it was because I wanted to watch the old one that came out in like the 1940s.
Yeah. 47, I
Um,
think it came out in.
yeah, so that was why I wanted to hold off on that. But I think I probably will go watch it because
Yeah. I
I
think
don't
you
want to
should.
miss it.
I read a little bit because I was really curious after watching it about the original one. And it's sort of, I don't think it's a remake because it's based on the book. So it's just, I guess, like another iteration of like the book adaptation, this one. But it seems very familiar. I read the plot a little bit and it's almost exactly the same, like as this one. So maybe it's just, since it's based on the book,
Maybe
you
just
know?
like a reimagining, like what Guillermo would interpret it as. Because I feel like that's
Yeah.
what Guillermo likes to do. He likes to kind of just give his own like vision for whatever movie, even if it's already been done before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely want to check it out. Did you watch it in theaters? I'm assuming you did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I went to the theaters. Yeah.
and it
But
also has
yeah,
a really good cast.
yeah, I was gonna say like all the way around. I think I like this one better than Shape of Water. Um, it's definitely not his, at least not my. It's definitely not my favorite of his. I think that still belongs to Pan's Labyrinth. Um, but it's definitely up there. He's a fucking master. You know, at this point, like whatever he does, you know,
Yeah,
it's not a bad one.
yeah,
But yeah, like the cast was great. Bradley Cooper, obviously fantastic. Um, the score was good, cinematography, just everything. The atmosphere that he brings to his movie is definitely like this like no, I hate to say like nightmarish, but like it
Almost like
has
a
like a
dark, twisted fantasy.
yeah, exactly. Like and then the whole time I was like, you know what, like this is probably a dream. This is why it's called like. But
Yeah.
I like what the movie is about, and we've seen like stories like this about like this character. I don't want to give away too much because I didn't know too much going into this. I thought Bradley Cooper's character was going to be a detective, for some
Mm-hmm.
reason, and it wasn't like that. So, but yeah, it's like I feel like we've seen something like this before, but this is definitely specific and really great, and just yeah, overall a great film for like this time of year. So
Yeah, I heard it was a little bit slow, but I was kind of expecting that
yeah,
already just because, I know how his movies kind of go. But yeah, I definitely do want to check it out. And I also feel like we've been getting blessed with a lot of William Dafoe because isn't he in that one too?
yeah. Just seen and again Uncle Defoe. Just kidding.
Yeah, he's been like definitely like popping up a lot now.
Yeah,
But yeah, I definitely will watch it. Hopefully, like I said, if I don't watch it like tonight, I can probably watch it later on after the holidays or something.
yeah, definitely one I would recommend.
Yeah.
He said Rob says he wants to. He said it is a remake. But yeah, I want to see it. And was Rooney Mara sexy in
Sexy
this
in this
film?
film.
I mean, she's not a bad looking girl, but I guess not my type.
Was she like a main like a main
Yeah, she was. Yeah, I think so. It's like I guess a love interest of Bradley Cooper, so she's in the film fairly a lot.
she
I
is
think her character.
actually. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was reading a little bit of the first one. I think her character has a little bit more to do in the original one than this one. They did
Um.
change that a little bit, but um, yeah, she's in this movie a lot.
Oh, okay.
She reminds me
Yeah.
of Elizabeth Olsen for some reason.
Really
Yeah, I don't know.
interesting. I'm definitely a fan of Rooney. Yeah, she's one of my girl crushes, so I'm excited
Yeah,
to see her in that.
she's great too. I mean, everybody, the whole Kate Blanchett, Richard Jenkins, like everybody's just fucking Defoe.
Yeah.
It grossed only $2 million, man, compared to what fucking Spider Man did.
Spider Man. Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
No, for real. Um, William is the man. Willem. Sorry.
Well,
West Side Story is not doing well either.
yeah, I think that's a big thing right now. That like, I think people are only going out to the theaters right now when it's like a big event movie,
Yeah.
like Spider Man and like the Marvel movies and stuff like that. And because it like smaller films, even though they're not small for us, like West Side Story should be big because it's like Steven Spielberg, Nightmare Alley, even
Yeah.
Red Rocket with Sean Baker, I believe so.
Did that one already come out?
I think it's getting a wider release on Christmas, and so is Licorice Pizza.
Oh.
So I'm definitely gonna try to see those two because PTA, right? PTA did Licorice Pizza. Yeah, those. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
we're
yeah.
getting a lot. We're blessed by like a lot of like these great directors films, but they're getting overshadowed by like Spider Man and all
Yeah.
these other ones and stuff.
Which is what I was thinking. I was like, dude, I need to watch. I was thinking of Red Rocket, and I was like, I want to watch it, but I thought they weren't gonna show it here around where I
Yeah,
live. But if they are gonna wide release it on Christmas, then there's probably still a chance
yeah.
that I can check it out. Speaking of Sean Baker, though, you know which movie I decided to add to my Christmas movie watching
The
list?
Florida Project.
No, Tangerine. That is actually technically a Christmas movie. It takes
Is
place
it
on
really?
Christmas. Yeah, it takes place on Christmas. Like between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. That's when all that
Yeah,
shit happens. And I rewatched it like a couple of days ago and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna put this on my rotation now.
yeah. I've
I
only
love that
seen that
movie.
one once, so I don't
Yeah.
remember the whole Christmas aspect of it, but I do
Honestly,
remember enjoying it a lot.
I think it's probably my favorite, more than Florida Project. I just love that movie. I think it's great. But
Yeah.
um but yeah. So I'm definitely really excited to see what he does next.
And Robert said he loves West Side Story. America.
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 LOL.
Man, everyone's being
But
noisy today.
what happened?
Everyone's being noisy today. I
I
hear like cars
know the dogs are like
honking.
barking over here. Like,
Ben is like walking up and down. Like I don't know what the heck. What are you
okay, Ben, you
doing?
can you can be in the podcast, man. Just
What are
kidding.
you doing? Yes.
Oh, it's TJ. It was TJ.
No, I know, but
Yelling and screaming and hugging his mom.
oh my god. No wonder. I'm sorry, you guys. I apologize.
Hey, but it's
Um,
live. All this stuff can happen, you know?
yeah, that's why people tune in because they see the real shit that's going
Yeah.
on between the real talk. But yeah, it sounds like my hood.
Sounds like my hood. LOL. Yeah, man.
It sounds like the vecindad. Yeah, that's what it's like. Everyone's always like talking and making a bunch of noise, playing
And for some
music.
reason, that reminded me, Audrey, I don't know if you want to give a quick shout out. Audrey was on another podcast. I know we talked about it, but I mean, if you want to shout it out again.
Yeah, because I think I forgot to shout it out on the last episode, but I did have the pleasure of being on Criterion Cult podcast with our buddies Jordan and Mando, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. Great, go support them. They have a really good podcast going, and they're fun guys. And we talked about Boys in the Hood, and I brought Boulevard Nights.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with what they do, they basically like they have like they pull a movie from Criterion, and then they bring a movie that they think they debate like if it should belong in Criterion or not. So it's a pretty cool what is
Concept.
it? Concept? Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I told him that they actually like are one of my top listened podcasts. So even though like sometimes like me and Jordan, I told him I was like we disagree like on a lot of movies. Like I'm like, damn it, Jordan, like you didn't vote for the one that I wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's cool. They're really cool guys. So definitely go check that out. They're available on Spotify and Apple Music, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, good
Shout out
times.
to those guys. And Robert here says Del
The
Barrio.
barrio. Yeah, you know it. People in rollers and shit. That's what I think of when I was growing up and I would go visit my grandma. It was so funny. Like you would just see people like on lawn chairs, just like standing, sitting outside, talking like shit about everyone and like just being nosy. Like
Yeah.
the ladies with their little like dresses. Good times.
And he says Blood In, Blood Out needs a 4K release. If anything, just a Blu-ray release, man. I mean, I would love to see how the transfer is. But I mean, I still got my DVD.
Those movies need a lot of like tender love and care because they were released like such a long time ago and just no one has gone in there and like actually like spiffed them up a bit.
Yeah.
So it would be really cool to see that for
And
sure.
that's why you were saying that like Boulevard Nights needs to be in the Criterion because they do all that stuff. They
Yeah,
give us like the best like version of
quality.
the movie it can be, you know. So
Yeah, that's why I was like it would be a great movie to have because yeah, it definitely needs that for sure. Because I mean, yeah, even like the one that you watch, like the one that I have, it looks bootleg
yeah.
because it's like all grainy and shit. So yeah, but let me see. I think we're caught up with the comments.
Yes. And we have let me see where's Robert at?
An
I wanted to
American
highlight
Me.
okay, this one. I love No Way Home and it has everything action, humor, and emotion. Yeah, man. I mean, I think we can talk about Spider-Man: No Way Home now. Again, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, but from the domestic and worldwide gross, it looks like a lot of people already saw this film, and a lot of people are gonna go back to watch it again. And yeah, I think me and Audrey are one of those people who want to watch the movie again.
Yeah.
So this movie was just I feel like it was a long time coming, Audrey. Like we just kept watching like all this stuff about it and talking about it and just because I think it was pushed back to this year because of the pandemic too, no?
Mm-hmm.
I think
I think so
so.
too. Yeah. It was definitely like one of those things that one of those movies that we were super excited. They built the anticipation and they did a really good job at keeping everything kind of like well as far as the other Spider-Mans, like hush hush.
Yeah.
um
But we all
but
knew.
yeah, even though we all kind of had like the inkling, but we were still kind of like what if they don't show up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I completely agree. It was definitely a tease, but I think it delivered. Overall, I think it did deliver. I didn't feel like let down by it, which is what was my biggest fear going into watching it. I was like, I just don't want to be let down because my expectations were pretty high, but I think
Yeah.
it did a good job at delivering.
Yeah, that's the thing too that I think we talked about it a little bit last week too that this movie had a lot of expectations. It was like overhyped, and like every movie, any movie cannot please everybody. I'm pretty sure there's people that seen this movie, like our viewer here too. They're like, oh, it was good but not great. So it couldn't satisfy everybody like right off the bat. Like that was going to be impossible
Mm-hmm.
to do. So I had a lot to live up to. It being like the third movie in that MCU franchise, and then being like the next like Sony movie. They like the big hit. Like because again I was saying too, like I haven't felt like this much anticipation for a film since like Endgame. Like even getting tickets was like extremely hard and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
um,
I
I was
agree.
really looking forward to it, but like everybody, I mean, I try to keep my expectations low. It was hard the days leading up to it because I think last Monday that's when the movie premiered, and I just try to stay away from like social media and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why we didn't go live. We didn't want like any spoilers, any chance for that too. Um, so it's kind of hard. I found myself like going to on social media just like not even knowing that I was doing it. It was kind of like a subconscious type of thing. Like already, it's like a
Right.
routinely thing. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
fuck, that's kind of bad. I
Well,
found myself
yeah.
like bored. Like, man, what am I gonna do if I'm not scrolling through,
What do I do without
endlessly
social
scrolling?
media?
Yeah, I was like, man, I should like read a book or watch a movie or something. It's just
Yeah.
habits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely something that's kind of like ingrained in us a lot. So it was hard to stay away from it. It's all the spoilers, especially like you that I know you're on Twitter a lot, which is where I feel like stuff gets spoiled way more. Cause for me it wasn't that bad. I was like, man, it didn't get spoiled. But
Yeah,
luckily enough, I did get to watch it. I think like a night earlier than everyone else, cause I think I watched it Wednesday night. So
yeah.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so overall, so first off, let's see. What were your first thoughts? What are your first thoughts when you think about the movie, like as a whole?
I just felt like you in the sense of like they actually did it, like because this movie could have gone wrong in like a million different ways. Like from the trailers, it had a lot going on, and all the speculation that we had, like of all the different characters that were supposed to be in this or could be in this. I was just like, how's this gonna work? But they found a way. I thought it was great. All the way around, and it finally gave us like I guess for me, and I think maybe you agree with me on this too. Like it gave us this Tom Holland like Spider-Man like I've been wanting to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
I felt like he grew so much in this, and at the end of it, um, I'm just so excited for the potential for this, like for this next like few movies, because there's rumored that they're already like thinking about the next trilogy. So
Yeah, the next three. I'm like, Jesus.
I know like his college years, so that's gonna be cool, and especially after again like everything that happens in this movie, I'm excited for it. But yeah, I mean, I was also scared because obviously the big thing about the movie was like, oh, are Toby and Andrew gonna come out? And I was like, if they come out, everybody was speculating, is it going to be like a short cameo or like a full on
Mm-hmm.
role or something? And I honestly thought they were in the movie like a fairly good amount, like longer than I was
Oh
expecting them to.
yeah.
And I was kind of
Yeah.
like, oh shit, okay, cool. Like they're coming out here. So, and I love the way they handle those characters. And I think me and you both, we love Toby, and I feel like that's still my Spider Man. But I don't know about you, but I felt like Andrew, like he's the one that kind of stole the show in some scenes or something like overall,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's why fans are like demanding the Amazing Spider-Man 3 now, like and all this stuff. It's
Jesus.
like, where were you guys a long time ago?
Yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck? Like, no, that ship has sailed. Like, Tom Holland is Spider Man now. Just kidding.
Yeah,
But I have heard a lot of people that have agreed with you. I have heard that like Andrew was the one that took the spotlight away from the Toby and Tom. I could definitely see where you would, yeah, like where you would say that. I feel like he just seemed more like in his own, almost like he like embraced it, like he felt comfortable in that role, and he just decided to like go all out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, but for me, I feel like Toby played Toby, Toby Spider Man, so I
yeah,
didn't really like see it as a negative. I just felt like he did what he that's what he does. Like he was himself, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And same for Tom. So I don't know if maybe it's just because Andrew Garfield Spider Man was more charismatic, a little bit more charismatic. Maybe that's why it came off like that.
yeah.
But But yeah, he was definitely more enjoyable to watch in this for me than in his own standalone Spider-Mans. Because we
Yeah.
just came off of watching his
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and we were both kind of like about it. So it's kind of funny how now when we put them together, he was the one that we were like, oh wow, like he actually stood out. So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Because I think the thing is that like I never thought like anybody said he was bad at being Spider-Man. You know, our problem wasn't with him. It's just the movies that he was in. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I felt like there's like a lot of conversation going on, like oh, like now everybody's like standing for him and stuff like that, and it's like, well, yeah, we were. I think that was always the truth that like we always liked him and the role, but like the movies just didn't give live up to him and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But um, yeah, I thought this movie did a good job in kind of making us like not have to choose like anymore, because technically all the other Spider-Mans are like canon now, because like especially rewatching them leading up to this, it kind of helped a lot with like all the character development and stuff like, so we already know like who these villains are, so we don't need that much to like dive into them.
Yeah.
So like I feel like this movie did a good job in kind of like not making fun of any of them, kind of just embracing like, hey, this is all they are Spider-Man, whoever you like, you can like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I really like that. I really like the way they handled those two guys returning and everything like that. And it's just kind of sad to see, like, I don't know, like I don't want this to be the last time we see all of them. I don't know. It's just
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like it felt nice. Like I was like this. I felt that during the movie. I was thinking like this is really odd, but I like it. Like it felt weird in a way because I was like, what is happening? And then
yeah,
like, but at the same time, I was enjoying it. Um, but I definitely agree with Robert where he says every character had their moment to shine. I think that is
yeah,
true. I felt like it didn't feel like one of them took away from the other one. They all kind of like meshed really well together. I think there was a really good balance in between everyone, you know?
yeah. Especially when there's scenes together. Like obviously this was Tom's movie, and it kind of, I guess, them coming back and everything, the whole story around it, like helped his character go to the place like where I always wanted it to go to. But like, yeah, whenever they're together, like it was just like all of them, like kind of bouncing off each other greatly. They had great chemistry, especially Toby and Andrew. Like their scenes together were great. Like especially when they first pop up, like when
Mm-hmm.
Ned's doing the thing. Like I was like, what the,
Yeah.
like I felt like all those type of moments were like crazy, and that's why we love like watching these movies in theaters, because everybody's like, wait, like they have their own reaction, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
natural. So when you first see them, I love that little interaction they have. They kind of look at each other, we're like, wait, that's not your friend, and they like shoot webs at each other. I was like, oh shit, like I never thought
Yeah.
I would see that, like
Yeah. It's
these two
bizarre.
guys go at it or something.
Mm-hmm. It's
Even though it was like
definitely, it
for a
was definitely,
second.
yeah, it was definitely bizarre, but really, really cool. And I also loved all the little, like, I guess, like, Easter eggs, if you want to call it that, like the one with the meme where they're like pointing at each other.
Oh
That was really
yeah.
dope. I love that. But the one scene that like I said, I did cry, like I did start like welling up was when Toki showed up, and it wasn't because he showed up and I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy he's here. It was
Yeah.
because it made me realize how fucking old he's getting and how old I'm getting. Because
Yeah,
I
he looks
told Ben,
older.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, dude, I was like, look at how old he looks. Like, not in a bad way. Like, I'm not saying he looks
Yeah.
bad. He just looks older because we just saw him in his Spider Man. So, in my mind, I was expecting to see him like that.
Like
And I
younger or
was like,
whatever.
he looks like a dad. Like, he looks like
Yeah.
yeah, like an older dude. And that just made me, like, so sad because I was like, dude, like, I'm getting older. Like, we're getting older. He's getting older. We're all getting older. like,
Yeah.
um, and it's just like something so ingrained in our childhood that it just made me like so like nostalgic and sad. I was like, oh my god, I can't. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
when I was like tearing up because I just felt so like
It
I
was
was
like
like,
an existential type of thing for Audrey.
yeah, it was that. It was more
It was like
that.
everything rolled up in one, just poof, it just hit
Because
her.
Ben was like looking at me and he's like probably like thinking like why was I crying during that? But I just couldn't explain it. I was like it just feels so weird to see him like that.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? But I was really excited that they showed up and yeah, I was like super super excited for that. Um, also when Green Goblin showed up, and I was
Ooh. I just got the chills.
I was a little upset because we only saw him for like 2 seconds in his
Full
full
on costume,
getup.
yeah.
I was a little upset about that, but whatever. I'm like, okay. But seeing him in his full getup was really dope for that
Yeah.
split second. It was really cool.
I feel like what this movie did is like the screenwriters and the studio, whatever, they set out to make a movie to like kind of answer a lot of the criticisms a lot of people had about this Spider-Man, but they handle it well. Like they listen to the fans, but like correctly, like what do
Mm-hmm.
they want to see in this film? And they gave it to us in terms of Tom's Spider-Man. Like, hey, like he relies too much on the Avengers. Like now he can't, like the whole movie he didn't have any, and like oh, like he didn't have like an on what's it Uncle Ben moment. Now he does, like
Mm-hmm.
um unlike Rise of Skywalker, and I don't want to get into it, but like they kind of listen to the fans, but it just
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
way to do it.
Yeah. I agree with that. I appreciated that too, though, that they did, even though it was really sad that they did kill off Aunt May,
Yeah,
but I thought it was needed in order for him to fully develop into his Spider-Man character.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like he needed that. He couldn't just get out of it. You know what I mean? Like it almost felt like, hey man, like we all went through that. Like they're even telling him like, oh yeah, I lost my Uncle Ben.
oh,
You know,
that
and I
moment
was
was so
sad.
good too.
Yeah, so I thought that was really good. And like I said, even though it was sad, I think it was something that was required,
Yeah,
unfortunately. But I thought the way they handled it was really good. You know,
yeah,
really sad, heartbreaking moment.
because he had lost like Tony, and again I guess that was like a father figure, uncle figure to him.
But it wasn't the
But
same.
yeah, it wasn't the same. Like this is like really personal, and I love how Toby's Green Goblin became, Tom's Green Goblin in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And we gotta give a shout out to Defoe, man. Like he just fucking crushed it in this movie. Like
Yeah.
he's so menacing. Like when he's getting hit by Tom, and he's just laughing. His it almost seemed like his laughing became more maniacal with each hit. Like,
Yeah.
god damn, like he's truly one of the greatest comic book villains. Like,
Yeah.
oh my
For
gosh,
sure. He was just like it was pretty like barbaric, like the way like they were like fighting. Like I was like, damn. Cause
yeah,
in my mind I was like, William Dafoe's an older man. Like you can't do that. But I mean obviously he's in the movie, he's not playing himself. But I was just like, oof, like it just felt like really, really brutal. And I think that's when we saw the most violent Tom
yeah,
Holland moment when he's like really like knocking the shit out of him. My only gripe too was that I wish Goblin and Green Goblin and Toby would have had like some sort of moment because they
yeah,
did, but they didn't. It was like they didn't say anything to each other. He just like stood in front of him and then he got fucking stabbed.
yeah,
Which I also thought, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna kill off Toby. Because me and Ben were discussing how Toby doesn't want to be Spider Man anymore. But
yeah,
they kind of left it to where he could be. They left it
yeah.
open ended because he doesn't die. He just goes back to,
You thought they were gonna do like a Han Solo type of thing where Harrison Ford, like for
yeah,
years, like
like
just
just
didn't
kill
want to
me.
be. Yeah,
Just kill me, dude. But I mean, honestly, if they had killed him off, I would have felt really, really sad about that. But I'd rather
yeah,
have this where I'm like, you know what? He's in his own universe. He's with MJ. He's living his life. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, yeah. And I thought that scene was really cute too when Andrew and Toby are like holding on to each other.
oh yeah.
Oh my god, that shit's so cute. I'm like,
They had a lot of
Jesus,
moments like that, like
y'all are too fucking cute.
And I love when Andrew's like, oh, like I always wanted brothers. Like we're
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, like we don't get to see him like in his own movie saying, oh, like getting that feeling like, oh, I always wanted brothers, but it's all like a different sense of like it's like almost a little family together. And after that, I feel like they have this bond together. Like, I was that's what they technically are. They're like another versions of each other, and like
Mm-hmm.
they're like
From
brothers.
just another universe.
Yeah,
And also, this is kind of backtracking a little bit, but what did you think about Doctor Strange? I mean, even though it feels like he didn't have a big role, but he did. It's just
yeah.
because he kind of like does his thing, and then we don't see him for like a hot minute, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
But he is gonna play a big part because obviously, if you stay for the end credits, you see how this is leading into his new movie.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah,
what did you think of him?
Kevin Feige said like that WandaVision, No Way Home, and Doctor Strange were all kind of like connected in some way, you know? And I think it's gonna just because of like the whole multiverse stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as Strange's role, I think I liked his role because he was essential to the story and like moving it forward and everything like that. But then again, like they just it's like they listened to us, like, hey, like they just took him off, you know. I guess they kept
Yeah.
him in the mirror dimension for a little bit, and so that way we can get more of like what we really want to see, like Tom's story and stuff like that. But I get, you know what? I also got to give it to Benedict Cumberbatch because I feel like he's Doctor Strange now. Like he's like embodied him, and I felt like a lot of people are saying that that's how he truly is in the comics. Like he's not, he's a hero, but he also is gonna do what's right for the greater good. You know, like in Endgame, no Infinity War, he's like, oh, if I have to choose between saving you guys and the stone, I'm gonna choose the stone. And then the same way this one, like in this one, he's like, hey, like that's their fate. They're gonna die, so we gotta
Mm-hmm.
send them back. You know, like
Yeah.
or, you know,
He's a
so
very logical character, so he doesn't have
yeah,
any emotion into it, or doesn't put any emotional thought into it. It's just like this is the way it has to be, which is why I think he's the perfect Doctor Strange because you would have to be to handle such huge things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Such power. And also his background, like he was like a brilliant surgeon and stuff, so it just makes sense.
yeah,
So I definitely see what you're saying, and I agree with you. I think he is has definitely embodied the character for sure. And I enjoy him every time he's on screen. I enjoy him, not only because
yeah.
I'm a fan of his. I think he's enjoyable to watch as a character and actor.
You gotta watch The Power of the Dog. He's great in that.
Oh, I know, dude. I still need to watch that for sure. Um,
What did you think about him not being? I guess because he's not. He was blipped for 5 years. Remember they said that, and Wong became the Sorcerer Supreme.
oh yeah,
I thought that was kind of
yeah.
cool, like logical. I guess Wong had
It
to
makes
step up, and
sense.
yeah,
Yeah. But then I was thinking, so when he came back, it just reverted to him being Sorcerer Supreme, I'm assuming.
I guess not because in that movie he wasn't. You know, that's what he said. He's the Sorcerer Supreme now. Like
But Wong doesn't act like it.
I know he's just kind of like chill, like
Yeah, he
whatever.
was just handling his own business. And
Yeah,
he just kind of like left them. He was like, you know what? I don't want to know anything about what you do.
yeah.
But
No, yeah. He's like, you guys can do it. Like, fine, you guys can do it, but just don't bring me into it.
yeah. But also another standout for me was Doc Ock. Also, fucking always a
Yeah,
presence. He killed it.
Mr.
Um,
Alfred Molina.
Yeah, he definitely did not lose his character of him struggling between the machines controlling him or
Yeah,
controlling him and him being in charge. So like, yeah, we see him in the beginning, he's like the evil one, and then towards the end he becomes again himself because they like cure him. So I
yeah.
thought that was enjoyable
Yeah,
to
that's what I
watch.
was scared of too. Like, I didn't know how they were gonna bring these characters back or how they were gonna be in their role. So I was like, man, they better not just make him bad just for the sake of it. They kept all their storylines. You know, they kept they were just plucked from like right when before like for example for him, after Peter talks to him, he becomes like Octavius again, and he helps him with the machines, and he sacrifices himself. So like he got plucked right before that happened. So like in the beginning he is kind of like, oh, where's my machine, like and stuff like that. And yeah, again, I feel like both Willem and Alfred just they didn't miss a beat. Like they just were exactly the same, as we saw them
Mm-hmm.
before, just in this whole new like story and everything like that. So both of them like did a great job.
It's like
um
no time had passed at all.
yeah, exactly. Like, and I guess they used the aging, but like I didn't really notice that, like
No.
it was just kind of like,
Well, I
okay, I
think
thought this was them, like
yeah, I feel like they used it more with Doc Ock because I felt like Willem Dafoe he does look older. You
yeah,
can tell, but Doc Ock doesn't, like, he looks like straight out of the movie.
yeah,
So that was crazy, but I agree, like it definitely feels like like no time has passed. It felt like they were themselves again. So that's to say how good they knew the character, like they were just
yeah.
really good at being that character. So yeah, so overall, I really enjoyed that. Also, another one that was really good was Jamie Foxx. He killed it.
Yeah,
What's the name of the actor for Sandman? I always forget.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Yes, I can't believe I forget his last name. It's like Church.
Church.
Um, he also did good. He didn't have like a huge thing.
Yeah, him and Lizard, I feel like were the ones that didn't really get like that much time, I guess. But again, even with Sandman, he was like helping Peter at the beginning. Hey, like what's going on? Like you need my help, like because at the end of the third one, they kind of forgive each other, and he just like floats away or something, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. He just
Um,
goes to his universe.
but yeah, I think Jamie Foxx did good too. It just was kind of weird. Like I didn't really think of him as like when he turned into Electro. Oh, actually, because I was gonna say I don't feel like he was that like goofy anymore. Like he was just Jamie Foxx a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess when he turned to Electro after like towards the end of the Amazing Spider-Man 2, he was kind of just like, oh, this is me now. Like I'm better
Yeah.
now, and like everybody can see me and stuff like that. So I guess he did good. A lot of the humor worked for me. Like it was like 90%. I think like worked for me
Yeah.
in this movie
There
because
were
a
a
lot of the
few.
humor and the other ones didn't really like. I was like,
Nah. For this one, most of the humor was good. Some of it also I was like, eh. But I really just enjoyed like the kind of like them like pointing out like the hole with the web shooters. I thought that was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah,
That was dope. Also when they're talking about like who they fought and like Toby says like, "Oh yeah, I fought an alien from outer
yeah.
space." That was dope. So yeah, like a lot of them were good. Jamie Foxx, like I understand what you're trying to say. Like yeah, he was kind of like he was gonna go like on a power like surge, like where he felt like he was gonna take over the
Literally.
world. Yeah, literally. uh, but no, overall, I think it was pretty balanced. Looking back on it, I think I even enjoyed Zendaya more in this one than I have in the previous ones because I've mentioned here before. I'm not the hugest fan of her. Like I don't have anything against her. She's just like there for me. Like I know people
Yeah.
love her. She's like a national treasure at this point. People fucking love her. But for me, I just the thing I've liked her the most, I think, is probably in Euphoria. And I mean, I
Yeah.
don't even remember fully all of that show. But in this one, I found myself enjoying her more. Like I can see, like I liked her with Tom Holland. Maybe it also has to do with the fact that obviously they're like a thing now.
Is it
So
was that confirmed? Because I heard a lot of people talk about that, like, oh, like their chemistry definitely shows this time around because they are a thing or something like that. Was it like
it might.
confirmed or
Yeah, they're together, like together. Tom Holland's
nah?
like straight up gonna put a baby in her. That's what he said.
Oh shit!
He was like, I'm ready to take time off and start a family. So yeah, they're like pretty
Oh,
like.
I did hear that, but I swear, like I didn't. I want to see a picture of them like holding hands or some shit like that, but maybe that's not them.
Well, I
Like
think
that's not what they're
they do a
about.
good job at keeping it under wraps. But no, I've seen interviews where like they talk about like yeah, like being together and stuff.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's
So
cool. They do. I mean, obviously because of the movies, they do make a good couple.
yeah, so it probably had the same effect that Andrew and Emma Stone had, where they
Yeah.
felt like the chemistry was pretty spot on. Um, but I wanted to read Gangsta Puffs because I think
Oh.
you always wonder with these movies like why wasn't there any Avengers in it? Any man not free like makes him call someone gotta be free. So you would want to
Yeah.
see an Avenger in this? Is that what you're saying?
I
Because
think story wise too. I mean, Thor's not there. Iron Man died. Captain America died, and I think it's set around when all this other like Hawkeye, like he's busy doing his own thing. I
yeah,
think everything is kind of explained, and I think it's good because my complaint was that it was always like Iron Man with Spider Man, and then again, like even
yeah,
though he's dead, like Iron Man's villains and past nemesis are coming back for him. It's like that's why in this one it's kind of Peter's own thing. Like his own like kind of Doctor Strange is there, yeah, but like he
and
still
I
has to
enjoy
figure a
that.
lot of stuff out on his own.
Yeah, and I think I enjoy that, and I also
Yeah.
think that it's needed. Um, but also they do make like references, so I'm okay with that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm like, it's all right. We don't need the Avengers in every film. But yeah, welcome to the live stream, Gangsta Puffs.
And shout
Audio,
out to
audio is
Ben.
amazing. I like how he always credits Ben because he knows that I have nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
Audrey was.
Go ahead.
Zendaya was great in Malcolm and Marie. Yeah, that movie for me is still up there as like one of my favorites of the year. I know Audrey like started out liking it, but then just
Yeah,
nope.
dude, that was like the quickest turn, remember?
Yeah, it was a big surprise to me because like the text you like, oh hey, like I'm really liking it. I was okay, cool, like I liked it too, and then nope, I was like disappointed.
You were like, wait, what happened
Like, well, yeah,
between
what
then and
happened?
then? I honestly don't even remember like exactly the reasons why I hated it, but there's a podcast out there somewhere where I talk about it in depth.
Yeah,
So yeah.
you want to take
Um,
this one?
Alfred Molina and other movies are entertaining too. The film I saw him with other actors was when he was in White Fang 2, Myth of the White Wolf from the 1990s.
Yeah, and I
White
remember him
Fang.
from Boogie Nights.
He's in Boogie Nights?
Yeah, he's in Boogie Nights.
Who does he play in Boogie
He's
Nights?
that fuck. He's like the I guess I don't know if he's like a drug dealer or where they get like he's just kind of like drugged out or something, but like he like
For
chases them
real?
away. Yeah, he has like a gun and stuff.
I don't remember. Oh my god.
But he looks a lot younger, obviously, in that one.
Yeah. I mean, I remember him in he
Frida.
yeah, in Frida. That's I think that was probably like one of my first introductions. I don't remember like anything else. Oh, and Coffee and Cigarettes. He does like he comes out in that too.
Yeah.
But he comes out in a lot of stuff, obviously. Great actor.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to should we talk about the end credits? The post credit scenes? End credit
Um,
scenes?
I have a lot to say, but we can talk about the end credit scenes.
Well, what else? No, I'm sorry. What else did you want to say about the
Uh,
movie?
yeah, I just wanted to quickly say too, like I think you're right. Like the relationship between Peter and MJ, and even Ned at this point, it's kind of they're kind of like one and the same. They're like a part of they're a team. And I really like all of them in this one. There's that one scene too, where Ned and MJ like after again. Hold on, let me go to
Oh,
this right here.
thank you,
Spoiler
Rob.
alert. Again, like after Aunt May dies, they're kind of looking after the two other Spider-Man come through the portals and stuff. They go find him and like they don't say anything to him. They know what happened and everything, and they kind of just embrace each other in a hug and stuff like that. Like that like to me that was like fuck. Like these are just like friends. They care about each other. They.
Yeah,
Um, so I really like that dynamic between all of them this time around. Like in the other ones there was fine too, but in this one definitely like it shows that they like worked together previously and all that stuff.
that's why it's so heartbreaking when at the end it turns
Yeah.
out that they have to like forget who he is, which I thought was interesting because I was like, damn. So like now they're gonna have to tackle that in like kind of I
Yeah.
guess showing the process of how he's gonna get them to remember him, kind of start from scratch, if you will.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I definitely want to talk about the ending too, but this is kind of one thing that I wanted to go back to. I don't know if you're watching Hawkeye, but spoilers for that. We saw the return of Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio in Hawkeye. So I was like, all right, they can't just bring him back and not Charlie Cox. And obviously that was one of the rumors that was like, hey, like Charlie Cox is coming back to play Daredevil as Peter's lawyer and stuff like that. So I thought it was cool to see him. It could have been any other actor though. Like that it was so
Right.
like short. But I
Mm-hmm.
loved it. Like just the way he came through and with the what's it called? What does he have? The stick? What's it called?
His walking stick?
Yeah,
What
with the
is it?
stick
I
just
forget what it's
boom.
called. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
That was so cool. And then like just seeing him interact. I think there was a rumor that the movie got cut like 6 minutes out of it, like and the final runtime is what we saw in the theaters. And I think they cut that scene out. I think it was a little bit longer because Tom Holland said like, "Oh, I just shot this scene. It was just like four people on the table talking about what it is to be a superhero."
yeah. Mm,
And I find it kind of weird that they just would bring him in this movie just for that quick scene,
yeah.
you know? So I definitely feel like that scene was a little bit longer. And then
Mm-hmm.
they just kind of talked about it. But it was cool to see him. I mean, I love that iteration of Daredevil and Charlie Cox is a perfect Matt Murdock. So it was cool to see him and the whole thing with the brick. He's like, "Oh, how'd you do that?" Like, I'm a really good lawyer. I was all right, cool. Like, I really
Yeah,
like. You
that was one of those scenes that went right over my head because I've never watched Daredevil the series. So
know?
everyone was like cheering, and I was like, "What's going on?"
All right, guys. So now,
I was like, damn. I mean, I knew who he was because I mean, I know that like the basis of the character, but I didn't really like get the whole like reference or anything.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, that and but Ben explained to me afterwards like the whole Kingpin thing and how it's gonna be. So I was like, okay, cool. But he really wants me to watch the show because he says it's really good.
yes, it's the best version of Daredevil we've got so far, like live
Because I
action.
was like, isn't there a Ben Affleck one?
Yeah, but we don't want to talk.
We don't talk about that
We don't
one.
talk about that. But I mean,
Oh my
can you
god.
imagine like they used Ben Affleck again instead of Charlie
Imagine, dude,
Cox?
that'd be
The
fucking
world would
hilarious.
explode.
Dude, for
Fuck.
real. People would have a fucking like conniption. They'd be like,
Because
what the?
wasn't John Favreau in it?
Mm-hmm. Wait,
That's cool.
in the Ben Affleck?
Yeah, he was he played like his friend. I don't know if it was Foggy Nelson, but I think it was actually.
Dude, I don't remember. That movie's like
Yeah.
out of my mind. I just remember it happened, like the Catwoman with Halle Berry. Like I remember it happened, but I try not to
We don't talk
remember.
about that one either. No, I'm just
Yeah, like I try not
kidding.
to remember it. But yeah, I definitely will have to check it out because yeah, everyone says that it's an amazing show. So
Yeah, like Manuel saying, Daredevil show's amazing. I haven't seen season 3, so I know I'm getting on you about like seeing it. But I've seen the first 2 seasons, the whole second season, everything they did with Punisher. Fuck, was that a spoiler? I'm sorry, Audrey.
it's okay.
Everything they
I
did with those two characters was amazing. I
I
hope
remember.
everything is canon though. I don't want them to be make a new fucking this Daredevil. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I remember hearing that Daredevil is like really brutal.
Yeah, it's definitely rated R.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That it was like super brutal. So
Yeah,
hopefully I will check it out. There's just so much shit that I have to watch.
yeah. I like the way this movie picked up right where Far From Home ended. Um, but I'm glad also it didn't stay there too much because I feel like the first part of the movie, like the first 10-15 minutes, went by kind of quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing about him being hunted down, whatever. Obviously, that's why you had the lawyer Matt Murdock comes. Hey, like you guys don't really have to worry about anything. The claims are not gonna stick, but like, oh, happy you gotta like lawyer up.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess like that would be my only complaint that like sometimes the editing and the pace is kind of, but only in the beginning. Later on,
It's
I don't have
smooth
a problem with it.
sailing.
Yeah, it's like smooth sailing.
Yeah.
But I definitely like also the idea of that Peter, instead of just sending these guys back, he was like, hey, like if there's a chance for me to save them, like cure them, let's do it. I feel like that's what something with Peter Parker would do. Try to save these guys instead of just sending them back to their death.
Mm-hmm.
So I love all that stuff. I love the interaction between something I'd never thought would see, like right on the bridge when when he kind of takes over Doc Ock's arms and he has them kind of like tied up,
Oh
and then
yeah.
that's when you see Green Goblin come in and Octavius is like, Norman. I was like, what like I just always wanted them to acknowledge each other or something because they're
Yeah.
just so great. And the fact that they had scenes together, dialogue together in this movie was just like the nerd in me, the kid in me was just like, fuck, this is
You
something
were
I've
just
always wanted
nerding
to see.
out.
Yeah, like these two villains like work together, even if it was like they're trying to do good, like
Yeah.
it was
I
just
thought that was
awesome. It was
cool too that they all like knew about each other. Cause
yeah,
even like crap.
Electro and the
Electro,
Lizard.
they yeah, like they all like knew about each other, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they all were familiar. And I thought that was cool too. I was like, hell yeah. But I totally get what you're saying cuz I got chills too when he was like, "Norman?" Like
yeah. I
he
was
was
like,
like,
oh
"Oh."
shit.
I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "This is so great."
And again, getting to Willem's performance, I thought he did a good job. Again, like it kind of picks up like, hey, like he's still having trouble getting taken over by the Goblin, and
Mhm.
that's why he destroys the mask. And again, that's one of the things that I kind of said. Like, I feel like a lot of people were saying that that costume wouldn't work in the MCU. So like that whole mask is kind of like too cheesy, too early 2000s. So maybe that's why they took it off. I thought it
Mm.
still looks menacing.
Yeah, I thought so too. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I mean, come on. We
Yeah,
had Mysterio walking around with a
with a big old fishbowl in his
fishbowl on his head. You're telling me that we can't have Willem's like Goblin? Like, come on.
Yeah.
That was my only one of my only like peeves. I was like, oh, I wanted to see more of him in the suit. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they decided to do that, but for whatever reason, all right. Um,
Yeah, and it was great too. Like I'm right there with you, but it was kind of cool too to just see Willem in in the hood and stuff like that. And again, it leads to that moment where I said like he was just like laughing maniacally when he was getting like hit in the face,
hmm.
And I feel like he just looks like a villain too, Willem Dafoe.
Oh yeah, he already has
um,
like that really like creepy, eerie smile. I just saw
yeah,
something this morning that was like, why hasn't he played Joker? And
yeah, that was
I
like
was,
a lot of people's like fan casting over the years. Like he would be a great Joker.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, even in oh God, what's that movie called? I'm forgetting this
Speed
movie.
2.
Nah, I'm blanking on the movie. I'll look it up, but I'll let you know once I find the answer of what I'm thinking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I canceled you out really quick. But overall, I think our general thing is that we both enjoyed it
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much.
Again, like I said this on Twitter and stuff like that. I think out of the don't smack talk the fishbowl.
Oh, I know, cause that's Ben's
That's
like
his boy,
favorite. Yeah,
his favorite villain. I mean, that scene where Mysterio takes him and makes Spider-Man trip out is it's one of the greatest scenes, Spider-Man scenes.
yeah. I'm not too crazy on the costume, but I think it's because I never watched like the cartoon one or anything, so I know that one I've heard people say that it looks really cool.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I couldn't get around it in the movie. But I mean, I think he was still cool because I like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah. Jake can do no wrong. If you haven't seen The Guilty this year, starring our boy Jake, you gotta check it out. And he has this other Michael Bay film coming out, Ambulance.
Ambulance. Um,
What has Ben saying?
Mysterio and Madame Lolita would make a good couple, huh? Oh, Madame Lolita is from Haunted Mansion. She's like the lady with the
In the
fortune teller
fishbowl.
lady.
No, not the fishbowl,
Yeah.
but
So dumb. But yeah, it's actually true. How would they kiss though? They can't kiss. Come on. I'm still trying to look for the fucking movie I'm thinking about.
let me see. But yeah, I again real quick, just that scene too where they're all working on the cure, and then just he gets his spider sense. I thought that
Mm-hmm.
was really well done. It was like a tense film moment where you can kind of believe that any one of these guys would turn.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously we kind of already knew it was like Goblin, and just the way when he just shoots the web at him, and that great fucking speech he gives, like, oh, like we're kings, we're not supposed to be like. Oh, he
Yeah.
says we're gods. I was like, damn, like that was cool. That
Damn.
just sums up Goblin in one fucking monologue, and
Yeah.
Defoe again just killing it. And that whole again, just that whole fight sequence again, like you were saying, it was brutal, kind of bringing back the whole Raimi kind of fights too. Like those were always brutal too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think after that we talked about them returning and stuff like that. That whole sequence on top of the roof when they were kind of just, hey, like I know what you're going through. I was Uncle Ben for me, and for Andrew was all he like. Gwen was my MJ and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that moment set up the moment that just broke, like where I broke. When he says like, yeah, like I couldn't save her and I never like forgave myself, and ever since then I stopped holding my punches and stuff like that, kind of giving us a little kind of like, hey, this was what happened in the Amazing Spider-Man 3. um so that moment was great. The moment in the lab when they're all like working on a cure, that was cool. That's when the whole pointing like, hey Peter, and then they're all like, oh wait, me, him.
Yeah.
That was great
Yeah.
too.
I loved
um
it.
and yeah, just the whole end sequence, that whole last battle was dope. Seeing them swing together and trying to work together, and again having a little bit more conversation about, like you said, hey, like does that stuff just come out of you? Like how do you do it? And he's like, oh, I don't do it. Just
It
like I
just
don't do breathing. Like
Yeah,
it
like
just
it's just
happens.
natural. Mm-hmm. And
Um,
I think that's always been one of the coolest things of his Spider-Man. Because
yeah,
like even
exactly.
they say they're like, well, I have to make it, and like he's like, and I run out, and
Yeah,
it seems like a very annoying problem.
yeah. But again, too, he had a block too in Spider-Man 2 where he kind of was having that existential crisis and stuff like that.
And he refers to
Um,
that, which I appreciate.
yeah, me too. I love that they like everything is canon still.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, it was cool to see everybody, fight, and even when Doctor Strange comes back, the whole moment with the Goblin and everything. But that one scene again, though, I will say the one that had me like it was weird. I wasn't crying, but like I was kind of like choking up and like trying to cry, I guess, when when MJ falls and Peter tries to go
Oh,
saving her, and the Goblin takes him, but Andrew just comes up and he goes to her really fast this time. Like he's like, you know what? I'm not letting this happen again. And
yeah.
just that moment, he's like, "Are you okay?" Like when he's like fighting back tears, you know. Like again, Garfield's just an incredible actor, but that moment is the moment for me. Is like fuck, like my fucking heart, like just oh
Cause
man,
he had his redemption. You know,
yeah,
he
I'm
got to
so
redeem
glad that
himself.
happened for him. Like oh man,
Yeah, no, I think for a lot of people that was one of their moment. Like everyone in the theater was like, "Oh my god."
yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm a little bit. I was like, "Oh, okay." I thought it was cool, but it didn't
Fuck, like
make.
two different opinions again. Like
Yeah.
that was my moment. Audrey was like,
I was like, yeah, it was cool. No, but I mean, I can appreciate the fact that I guess like the way now that I thought about it, I was like, okay, I guess it's cool that he redeemed himself. It was like to lay that down to rest because he had that from like when it happened. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So yeah, so good for him. He did that.
yeah. And again, like last fight with Tom and Green Goblin was kind of brutal too. Like he used his webs to pull him and knee him. I was like, oh shit, like that was sick. But again, like I love the way that like Toby stepped in, like stopped him. He's like, no, like he didn't have to say anything, but he kind of calmed him down. Like, hey, I'm
But
not gonna
then
do
Willem was
this.
like, "Ah."
I know, and again, like you were saying, I thought he was gonna die, and I thought they were gonna kill him off. But I like when he's like, yeah, I've been stabbed before. Like it's okay.
I know, cause he's just like standing up like nothing.
Yeah, and then
Like
at
he's
the
just
end,
holding on.
Garfield's like, "You're in so much pain right now." He's like, "Yep." Again, just
Yeah,
those little moments, like that's what worked for me.
I know, cause I was actually like really gonna be bummed out if they did kill him, cause
Yeah,
he says that like him and MJ like were together. So I thought that made me happy. I was like, oh, like they actually did end up together.
yeah. That's another thing too that he said like, yeah, like it's complicated, but we make it work,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something again like it kind of was left up in the air in the third one. Like, are they gonna get back together or not? Because like they've been through a lot, and man, I know a lot of the third one gets a lot of crap, but I still think it's good. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that they were able to make it work.
Yeah,
I
for
wanted him to
sure.
say like, yeah, we have spider babies now.
Dude, that would have been cute as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they didn't. But yeah,
I don't
I
know.
thought the ending was great. Yeah, I agree with you. Really hard, full of like very emotional moments.
Yeah,
So kind of like when I said. So then obviously Doctor Strange comes in and he's like, okay, I'm gonna revert the spell or whatever. But this time, yeah, like they're gonna all forget about you.
yeah,
Even
and
him, even Doctor Strange is gonna
yeah,
forget about him. So that was really sad to me too when he's like, "Good knowing you, kid," or "See you later, kid," or something like that. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. I know that that's the thing too. That like
I
I've
was
always
crying.
wanted this Spider-Man to like have like sacrifices and consequences, and like I felt so bad for wanting that because now he literally has nothing. He's getting
Yeah,
his GED.
I
Like
know.
none of the Avengers remember him, not even his girl, his best friend. And that scene at the end where he has like something written, he goes to find them and he wants to tell
Oh,
MJ everything.
yeah.
Again, just
So
Tom Holland in this movie, he just knocked it out. He had like so much to do in this movie, like so much range to hit, and like even that one moment where MJ's like, "Hey, like I heard what you were trying to do. Like, how about next time you run that by me?" And like just the face expression that he gives her, like, "Man, this is why I love this girl." Like he was fantastic in this. But yeah, I didn't pick it up the first time. And then like I heard someone else say it that like the reason why he doesn't tell MJ is because he sees the band-aid and he's like, "Fuck, like look at them, they're so happy right now, they're going off to MIT and everything." And I almost ruined that for them. Like I get these guys in these situations, and that's why he's like, "Oh, thanks for the coffee," and he leaves. Like again, that for me, it's that Peter making that decision of like, no, look, like I got a
he's being
responsibility as
selfless.
Spider-Man. Yeah, exactly, and like I gotta let these guys like live their life.
But I mean, obviously, we know that he's gonna figure out a way to get them to, or they're gonna remember him some way somehow. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Or I like what this guy's saying. Spider-Man should find a new friends and get a new girl. And I thought this was a perfect way to introduce Harry and MJ. The real no Gwen. So I was like, oh shit, like maybe this in this
oh,
new trilogy they're
that
gonna have
is
like different,
true. But I
buddies or
mean, we
something.
know that MJ's like the one.
Yeah,
So
the one.
the one, she's the one. Captain Marvel, Brie Larson.
I don't think so.
Not with that haircut. Just kidding.
Oh, I think that in Shang-Chi she had the long hair again, I think. I don't know,
Jesus.
she always changes her hairstyle.
Yeah, they should just bring her with her long hair back. Just kidding, but yeah, no. So I guess now we can go into the end credits.
I'm sorry, Ajay. One last thing before we get to the end credits.
I'm like,
Um, I know Audrey just keeps wanting like I want to talk about the end credits, but I just love that suit that he has at the end. Like it just looks so sick, and the fact that he actually
oh,
made it himself, it just looks dope. I was like, fuck, like that whole scene, him swinging and like it's winter, he passes by the Christmas tree and stuff. Like, it was great. And
mm-hmm.
that score too was fantastic.
Yep,
So
I agree. I liked it too. I can't really remember in detail what it
it looked
looks
like
like.
this.
Go
Wait,
more to the yeah. There we go.
wait, this one. Wait, I can't. It's because the angle, like I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, you're wearing your little Spider-Man shirt.
Yeah,
Damn, dude. I
repping that
don't have
boy.
any. I used to have more like Marvel and like DC shirts. I don't
But
know what
then you grew
happened.
up. I'm still a little
No,
kid, dude. No, I'm just
no,
kidding.
I don't know. That's weird. I don't know what happened to him. Anyways, Aaron Johnson said, did we read that one? No.
No.
I think it's cool that Tom Holland is in Spies in Disguise, Doolittle, and Onward. These are great family movies. Holland voice characters opposite the time and patience Holland puts into Spidey. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he does voice acting.
Yeah, he was great. I loved Onward. Him and Chris Pratt were in that one, and I recently seen him in Cherry. At least I tried to watch that movie, but I don't think that was the one, man. I fell asleep, to be honest. And it was the Russo brothers, and it's like Holland. He's a great actor. I want
Yeah,
they just put me to sleep, and I honestly don't have any interest to revisit it, but I have to. Like I feel bad, like
you
just
don't have
starting it.
to. Life
Yeah,
is too
you're right.
short to watch movies that you just don't have any interest in. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying to say. Let's get the Spider Gwen and Silk in the MCU now.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Silk. I thought Silk was like referenced in Homecoming or Far From Home. Like she was a classmate of Peter's. I could be wrong.
I don't
Um,
remember.
but yeah. But yeah, finally, end credit scene, Audrey. Looks like that new suit that I love so much is not going to be around for too long because it looks like he probably get the symbiote.
I know.
Symbiote? Oats?
Symbiote.
Oat milk?
Symbiote. Yeah, we see a little surprise, which we weren't really surprised because we knew he was gonna come out sooner or
And that's what
later.
I said. I was like, you know what? He's gonna come out in like an end credit scene because if they put him inside the story
It's too
somehow, it's
much.
just too much.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But we do see Tom Hardy's Venom. They're like in a they're in like a bar.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, I want to say this. I know people hate the Venom movies. Like they're not the greatest. But for whatever reason, not after watching the second one, the first one and the second one, I kind of like them now. Like as a pair, like I don't know. There's something about them. I'm down. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, like for me, they're not the best movies, but I just love Tom in the role. I think he does a pretty good job. And just the potential that they have. But yeah, like I don't mind it. And I find it so funny that like all this shit happened and like maybe Eddie was supposed to go over there and be part of that, but he just got stuck in a bar and got drunk instead. I
Yeah,
was like, this
yeah.
is dope.
So they're like talking about Spider-Man, right? Or I forgot what they're talking about. They're talking about like the Avengers or something.
Yeah, I guess the guy was telling him like
Oh, about Thanos.
everything, yeah, that was like going on in that universe. Because I feel like he was like, hey dude, I'm not from this universe, like what's going on. So
Yeah,
that other guy was like, oh, so like tell me more about this purple guy with the steps with all these stones and stuff.
yeah,
I love his delivery in that line.
yeah. And then like right when they're gonna like, he's like, okay, well I should go look for the Spider-Man guy. Like right
Yeah.
when he's like gonna leave, he like gets sent back to his fucking universe.
Yeah, and then you hear
And
Venom saying, "No, we just got here."
yeah, and then you do see that a little bit of the
Yeah,
symbiote is left, so that's already like the dun dun
the
dun
little hint of what's
dun.
coming in the next trilogy. So, yeah, I'm all for it. I just would want to see Tom and Tom Hardy like go at it. Venom and Spider Man, and I want to see Venom with the little things in his hand and the spider and everything. But a lot of people are saying now that um Andrew's going to be the Spider Man in that universe, so it's probably gonna be like Andrew versus Tom Hardy and stuff, which I wouldn't mind, to be perfectly honest. But again, that's all
Really?
speculation, rumors. Yeah, there's like a lot of rumors saying that Garfield had meetings with Marvels and Sony, saying like, hey, like I wouldn't mind like coming back for a few projects. And again, just the reception that this movie's getting, I feel like they would be stupid because that's money. That's just money they'll be throwing away.
For real. Yeah,
So
that's true. So that was the first end credit, and then the last one we see Doctor
yes.
Strange in the multiverse of
Multiverse of
madness.
Madness, what that's like gonna bring. So it's like we thought it was over, but nope, this is just beginning with for Doctor Strange. And again, I'm excited to see Benedict Cumberbatch again and his whole roster of characters with Chiwetel Ejiofor and Benedict Wong and stuff like that. And also Scarlet Witch is popping up, so that's pretty cool. Again, picking up where WandaVision ended off.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just looks trippy. I think America, what's her name? There's this new girl that was like, she's like able to travel through time.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the girl with the jean jacket or something. I guess she's gonna be introduced in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's so much speculation for this one as well, like the cameos that are gonna come out and stuff like that. And um, now we see that one of the villains that he's fighting is actually himself, and I think more than likely it's the Doctor Strange from What If. I don't know if you were like keeping up with it or whatever, but he's that episode of What If is pretty emotional too. It's a pretty good put episode, but it's like that different like sinister Doctor Strange and all that
It's like the
stuff. That
evil him.
yeah, like the evil version of him. So I'm excited to see what the potential there is too. So yeah, I'm excited for that
Dude,
one.
his I know it's not supposed to be funny, but his face when he sees him is just
Yeah.
so funny to me. He's like, ew. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen What If. Ben has, so that's the only reason why I know, because he's the one that mentioned that. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. But he's also
Yeah.
said good things about that. So yeah. Definitely I agree with you. I am looking forward to seeing more Doctor Strange and that whole universe. It's super trippy. It's like you're mixing Inception with like Marvel.
Yeah.
Some crazy
Oh, we
shit.
forgot to talk about that scene too. That like when he puts him like out of his body.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he kind of goes like that with the thing, and you see his spider sense too on top of his head. Like that's why he's able to do that. Like it's so cool.
Yeah.
And that
And
whole
like
scene was like filmed so great too. Like again, just the whole Inception thing, and it
yeah.
was like straight out of the comics. Like I always loved that about Doctor Strange.
I also appreciated, even though I don't like math, I hate math. But
Oh
when he
yeah,
like uses it to figure out like how to do it, I was like, dude, that's so dope.
yeah. I was like,
Um,
oh shit, I will definitely not be able to do that because I
yeah, I
didn't
would have been
make it
stuck.
to geometry into my senior year.
Yeah, no, same. So a lot of good things in this movie. Hopefully we
Yeah,
can both watch it again at some point. There's a lot of stuff we need to watch. But this movie, the runtime is what, like 2 hours? It's like 2 hours and a half,
it was the
no? 2 hours and
shortest
20?
2 hours and like 20 minutes for me because it went by so quick for me. But I had a hell of a time. It's right now. It's sitting. I have a ranking of it. Again, it's not my favorite Spider-Man film, but it's my favorite Holland Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, a lot of people are gonna unsubscribe for this one, Audrey. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let me see. I'm gonna try to bring it up to the screen. Audrey, did you rank these ones?
I did not. I don't like ranking nothing.
She said, "Pff." Wait, how do I do this?
Oh, you're trying to share the screen?
Oh, wait, hold on. I think I can do it like this. Share, screen share, window. Wait, Chrome tab.
Oh.
Are you okay? Is it the? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Ooh,
Okay,
very
well, I'll
nice.
just do. Wait a minute.
You got
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2 over. Wow, that's interesting. You have that over Into
Spider
the
Verse.
Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What the hell? You have Spider-Man 3 there and Spider-Man now," but this one might flip flop with Amazing Spider-Man 2 might be number 5 and all that stuff. So
Dude, that
yeah,
shit's so satisfying to see. You've watched 9 out of 9.
I know the OCD in me is like 99, 100%, like hell yeah, but not this. Watch, I'll quickly show this one.
That's so funny.
Wait, this is not my list.
Uh-oh. We're gonna see John's porn right now. Just
Fuck.
kidding.
Not this one. Look, this is the one I was telling you. Like 0 out of 88. Like I
Ooh,
haven't seen
no.
any of these. But these are the ones I
Damn.
want to see the most. Matrix, come on, come on. Like these right here.
Dude, you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You,
But
yeah,
anyway,
I don't think you can. You actually, what you should do is you shouldn't allow yourself to watch Spider Man again until you knock at least two off of that list.
no, to be honest, I think that's why I haven't seen it because I just felt like, man, I could use this time to watch another movie, that I, again, like Nightmare Alley or something, and or just stay home and watch something that's already on VOD, like
Mm-hmm.
Last Night in Soho. So yeah, but I really want to watch this again. Again, that experience in the theater is like nothing else. Like I always love like when everybody's cheering and stuff like that. So
This was
um
the first movie that I had been to in a while that people were cheering in. I can't
yeah,
remember the last one. I mean, probably Endgame.
yeah, this was like an event, the movie to go
Yep.
to in 2021.
It's super exciting. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys watched it, and if you haven't, well, I don't know what you're doing here because we
Sorry for all
completely
the
spoiled it.
spoilers.
But let us know. For the most part, it seems like all of you enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So
for the
that's
most part.
cool. If you didn't enjoy it, let us know. We would be curious to know why you didn't enjoy it. But yeah,
Yeah, let us know in the comment section if you guys are watching this on the pre-recorded one or if you guys are watching live. Again, most of you guys let us know already, but for those of who are joining right now, but I guess really quickly we'll touch upon the Matrix. Since again, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, in honor of Matrix Resurrections coming out tomorrow, actually, let us know if you guys are going to check it out and what do you guys think about the Matrix franchise overall. I know the majority of people just love the first one, and the other two are kind of like
meh.
disappointing. But again, I want like something like the Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. I haven't seen those in a while, so I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. And also, again, I just want to rewatch the second and third one of this franchise too, before I kind of give my take on them now.
Right.
Because rewatching this movie, I text Audrey, I was like, you know what, I'm so into this the first one. I'm like, fuck, I haven't seen it in so long. It's like almost new to me again.
Yeah.
Now it's just like glued to the screen. I was like, oh my god, I forgot how
God.
good this one is.
Dude, our childhood is making a comeback.
Yeah,
Like it's all like
for
full
sure.
circle moment. That's pretty crazy. Cause I don't know any kid that didn't try doing the fucking what was it called? The
The fucking dodging the bullets
dodging to the bullet in school. Everyone
or in the
fucking
pool.
thought yeah, everyone thought that they were Neo and that they could fucking dodge bullets like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, this movie was a culture phenomenon when it came out. Like it was everywhere and people were talking about it and everyone was like amazed by it.
yeah.
And we were pretty young. It came out, if I'm not mistaken, 1998.
9.
Oh, 99.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it was crazy because at first the film everybody was talking about was the Phantom Menace, and then this one came out, and then everybody forgot about the Phantom Menace.
Yeah. They were like, screw that. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Um, I'm pretty curious to see what they're gonna do with this new one. What are your thoughts? Do you feel like this movie's needed, or do you think it's more of a fan service?
I wouldn't say it's like a fan service. I think it's just them trying to continue this franchise because again, like it's been happening a lot where they're trying to do like bring back franchises, like whether it be the Karate Kid with Cobra Kai, again Spider-Man, all these franchises. I could find another example to Ghostbusters. They've been trying to like, and in Halloween, just not necessarily doing sequels or reboots or remakes, just kind of like another addition to the story that we know and love. Um, so I think that's what they're trying to do. It wasn't necessarily needed, but maybe the directors and everybody involved, like Keanu, was kind of like, oh well, the second and third one have this stigma of like, like our viewers said, like, oh, I hate the Matrix because they ruined the story. So like maybe they wanted to take a shot at like, you know, correcting it, like and making a new
Mm-hmm.
series or whatever. But so far, I mean, like we said, it's been kind of getting mixed reviews. So, and I'm pretty sure I already expected that,
Yeah.
because regardless of what you think, the directors haven't really been doing like their past movies in recent years between the Matrix and this. They haven't really done a movie that was like critically acclaimed. Like in fact, they did Jupiter Ascending,
Yeah,
which
and
is
they
like
did.
held up the worst movies ever.
Yeah, and they also did Cloud Atlas, which I didn't really hear good things about that one either.
That one, I feel like at the beginning I didn't hear good things about it, but like more recently I've heard like, oh, that's like it
It
wasn't too
wasn't
bad.
bad.
But that
Hmm.
one I have a funny story. That one, I went to go see it with my friends, and one of them gave me like this pill, and I didn't know what it was. He's, oh, just take it, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just take it. And then after I took
What?
it,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
after I took the pill, he's like, dude, I can't believe you took it. Like, fuck, you're gonna be tripping. So we went to go see the movie, and the whole movie I was just scared of like something happening, to me or something. So I think that's why I didn't really enjoy the movie.
Wait, so what did you take?
I think he said um it was like a pain reliever thing. Like, so that's why I
Oh,
didn't
so
really.
it wasn't really like any drug.
Yeah, it wasn't a drug. He just kind of wanted to like mess with me because he thought I wasn't gonna take it. But
Well,
since
why
I
would
took
you
it,
take it?
I don't know.
Jesus, John. What is rule
That's one for
number
the books.
one? Oh my
I know.
god, that's so funny, dude.
Now everybody knows they could just drug me like nothing.
Yeah, seriously, bro. What the fuck? No, yeah, I remember that movie. I think it was because it's a book. I never
Yeah.
watched it because I just heard that it wasn't great. So I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'll just stick to the book. But yeah, the directors made the one that you said, which I've never watched. I have no interest in watching. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Are they? But wait, are they directing the new one? No, right?
What do you mean?
The new one,
The new
like,
Matrix?
yeah.
Only one of them is only Lana
Oh,
Wachowski.
okay.
She's only directing it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
so again, like, I don't think it was needed, but like the trailer looked good. It looked kind of, but again, there's a bunch of movies where they have great trailers and end up, having like horrible movies. So, but I'm just hoping, I go in and I find some enjoyment. Again, like I revisiting the first one, I can't wait to like finish it, to watch
yeah.
it again. Because again, after not seeing it for a while, just everything from it, like Lawrence Fishburne, just he's so great as Morpheus.
What a presence. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. His just as soon as he steps on screen, and even just his voice is so like powerful.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so even Keanu and Carry On Moss, like so far, it's just really cool. And I've been picking up a lot of things that I didn't pick up like when I was younger, like watching the movie. So it
Yeah.
makes a lot more sense now. A lot of things make a lot more sense now. So
Because when we were little, we probably didn't even know what the heck was happening. Like, for the
yeah,
most part. Like, we had a general gist, but, like, a lot of it probably flew over our head. But rewatching it also, I was like, oh.
yeah,
It made the
like that
movie
whole
that much more enjoyable.
that whole scene where they put something in his belly button, that little creature thing. As a kid, it
Dude.
creeped me out, and it still creeps me out to this
I
day.
know. We were saying that. Ben said that too. He's like, yeah, that's like the one of the most like disturbing parts for me where they like
Yeah,
sew his mouth shut and then they
yeah,
put
that
that
part
thing.
too.
Ugh. Yeah, I know. But a lot of the speculation is also if Lawrence Fishburne is gonna show up in the new one.
Yeah,
I have a feeling he will.
you can't have Matrix without Lawrence Fishburne and Hugo Weaving. Again, that's another one. Hugo Weaving, just what a presence he is. He always plays like villains, and he does it so great. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, I'm excited to see because there is um what's his name again? Yahya Abdul Mateen the second, which he was in Candyman, Aquaman, and
Mm-hmm.
um, the Trial of Chicago 7. He's kind of playing that Morpheus role. But I don't know again because in the game that's canon to the story. That's where Morpheus dies. I guess spoilers for everybody who to play the game or whatever. But um, I don't know. I feel like if that happened, that should have happened on screen, like on the movie. Or I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how that's going to be explained, but I don't know. Regardless, I'm intrigued and I'm excited to see it. Again, I'm going to go into this movie um, with positive thoughts.
When are you gonna watch it?
I have tickets to see it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
opening night, John's gonna be there.
yeah. Well, in opening day, because I'm gonna go in the middle of the day, like around 12. So
Opening day.
yeah,
Me, I don't know when I'm gonna have the chance to watch it, to be honest. But I do want to watch it. Obviously, it's on my list. If more anything, just for nostalgic reasons. So I'm kind of like, you know what, whatever. I'm just gonna watch it, even if it's not like the greatest movie on the planet. Like I'm pretty sure there's gonna be things that I can take away from it that I'll enjoy. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
We gotta support
So
our boy Keanu.
always, always, dude, 100%.
Yeah,
He has to be. He's a national treasure.
we have to
Um,
protect him and Brandon Fraser at all costs.
yeah. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it for today.
Yeah.
The
Anything else you wanted
podcast.
to add? I mean, I know you did. You finished the movie. I don't know if you wanted to add anything else. Like,
No,
what
I
is
mean
your thoughts like on the rewatch?
I pretty much agree with what you said. I did rewatch it yesterday. And yeah, I mean, I loved it. It's great. It's the whole concept of it is so cool. Performances are great. Outfits
That
awesome.
soundtrack.
The soundtrack, it's just like it's great. It's completely like just one of the greatest movies about
Yeah.
the subject. One of the best sci-fi movies.
So it still holds up for you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
I think it like again we were saying it's one of the staples, especially like in the late '90s. Obviously, like and it changed movies like action movies for the everybody wanted to have a slow motion scene and all that stuff.
Yes.
So
It's been used a lot since then, like the
yeah.
whole like of it being in slow mo and stuff. I mean, obviously there are some things that like now come off a little cheesy, but it's fine because, like I said, it was the '90s, so
Yeah.
it's great. It's a great concept. I love it. But yeah,
Yeah, let us know, guys, in the comment section down below. We can get to all three, but I'm hoping I can get to at least the first one to finish the first one today. If you guys revisited the franchise before Matrix Resurrections, and what you guys think about the Matrix franchise overall. And yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. We talked a lot about, obviously, we think we spent the majority of this talking all things Spider-Man No Way Home. So if you guys are joining now, want to see our full thoughts on that, I think we covered it pretty well. But again, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch the movie. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already seen it, and come back to hear our spoiler review of Spider-Man No Way Home. And yeah, we'll be back next year. I think so, or next week already. There's still one more week. Yeah, there's still one more week.
it's not.
God damn
It'll
it.
be our New Year's extravaganza.
Yeah. Oh, you know what we
Um.
can do, Audrey? Your favorite thing? We can do a top 10 list of
Oh my god.
2021.
No. Please, no, don't do
Or you
it.
could just say your favorites. How about that?
Yeah, dude, honestly, this year I feel like hasn't been the greatest for me.
As far as movies, or
As far as
just
movies, yeah.
yeah, it's been definitely slower. I think last year was super slow, but we still had. I mean, we still had No Man's Land, Minari, and stuff like that. But
This year
um,
we had Pig. So
yep,
you guys already know what mine is. Surprise, surprise.
yeah. But nonetheless, we'll be back next week, guys. Our last podcast of the year. And yeah, hopefully you guys have a good Christmas. Merry Christmas
Yep,
to all you
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
Enjoy that time with the family because as we kind of got hit in the face with the last year that we don't know what's going to go on in the world. So
Yeah.
we got to save and treasure those moments with the family and everything and our loved ones and friends. So um yeah, guys, hopefully you guys have a good time. Enjoy Spider-Man, enjoy all the again Christmas activities you guys are going to be doing with the family and friends this week, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace, guys.